do we want? MMA!
Hi, I'm Kristal Hart. Welcome to the Kristal Hart Show. We are in Lower Manhattan for the rally to legalize MMA, mixed martial arts in the state of New York.
What do we want? MMA! All right.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a grassroots effort to bring mixed martial arts to the state of New York. Seems to pretty passionate following for the sport. There's always been a passionate following online, really activated audience, and it was nice to see people mobilize today.
And what do you think's holding it back?
Well, I mean, the sport's illegal in New York, so first you have to deal with that. I mean, the fact is the legislature made the sport illegal in the 90s, and that's a hurdle that the sport hasn't faced in other states where it was just unregulated. So it's a higher hurdle to clear. You know, I don't think necessarily anything is holding it back except the perception issues that has always follow the sport, sort of moral objections that don't make a lot of sense really if you listen to it, and I mean, politics, right? I mean, getting something done in Albany is not the easiest thing to do. So I think several factors, obviously, but people feel it's inevitable. It's always been sort of this tide in MMA. There's this inevitability to it, that it's going to get, people see it, they like it, it's what I call sticky. I mean, you sort of get, it's appealing to you once you give it a shot, and I don't think that's going to be any different here.
MMA is a mixture of a lot of different sports. It can be wrestling and judo, jiu-jitsu, grappling, some of your more traditional arts like karate and Krav Maga, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing as well also. Wrestling is huge. A lot of people come from wrestling. It's a cumulative of a lot of different sports. So, you know, it brings in a wide range of athletes.
What brought you first of all into this sport, a sport that some people say is so brutal?
Actually, I came from team sports in high school, and then when I went away to college, got into judo, which was really an interesting change, you know, being in a one-on-one sport. And from there, I got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then Muay Thai kickboxing, and then it all culminated into MMA. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Now, you know, something interesting was said that all of these other sports are legalized, and this is the only one that isn't.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when we had the backlash back in the 90s, everybody shut down MMA. You know, it was like this, oh my God, this big blood sport that's so brutal. Everybody's got to shut it down. And I guess the first two states to come around eventually were New Jersey and then Nevada. And then later on, you know, a couple other different states, and then California came on board and Florida. And we've gotten most of the states have legalized the sport and have set up athletic commissions and set up rules, and they have referee different committees and things that appoint people to do these shows. You know, so it's very organized sport. We have international rules that, you know, are recognized, of course, everywhere. And, you know, the Mecca used to be in Japan. That's where everybody dreamed of going and fighting. But now everybody dreams of fighting in the United States because it's gone mainstream and it's come so far. So now we're just kind of waiting for New York City to fall in place with us, you know, and come on board.
The rally was put together by Sambo Steve Kepfer. Did a great job with it. You know, just trying to get the message out that MMA needs to be legal in New York. You know, all the various disciplines, you could do them individually and it's perfectly legal. If you mix them together, then it becomes a problem. So it's absurd. It's a big money maker. We got to get it legal.
Now, how many states is it legalized in?
In just about everyone. I think there's a handful of states that it's not.
So we are in New York City, the most innovative, largest city in the world, and why is it not? I mean, what's the big holdup?
There's a couple of politicians upstate. They're grandstanding on the issue, and you know, it looks good for them. They're in these small little towns. You know, we're able to convince people that the sport is dangerous. But as you know, it's safer than boxing, and it's time. It's long overdue. It's got to be legal now.
And what can people do to help rectify this situation?
Well, go online, search for the legalization of MMA. There are petitions out there. Come to our rallies. You can watch my website, thegarv.com. We're just pushing forward to get this thing legal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Kristal Hart reporting from Lower Manhattan.